Bearing the bristlecone pine as its mascot, which is known for both longevity as well as resilience. I'm hoping Eternal Oud strikes similar chords with its scent song. Good tidings out there. I be the voice from this little sky stall, Glowing Clouds, and with us today, we have another blind buy from our other favorite off-retail store as usual, Burlington. Let me welcome to the stage Lattafa's Eternal Oud from the Pride Collection, a unisex fragrance, specifically a unisex eau de parfum, that released around 2022, and the price point on this was $29.99. I'm hoping this performs to the beat of a $30 bottle, which isn't exactly saying a whole lot, but sometimes you can be quite surprised in a very unexpected but pleasant manner. Let's take a peek inside of the box and see what we're working with here. And I believe the batch code's actually on the outermost shell of the box and not the inner shell. So let's take a quick peek at that. And there you go. Production date, expiration date, and the batch number. I will say I had to unbox this in the car because I heard some jingling, and unfortunately the cap came off, so I had to rehouse it. Kind of unfortunate, but I suppose it is what it is, especially with these shapes. This is a little bit tall, as you can tell. It goes a little large there, a little high up. But everything should stay intact as of now. So let's take a peek at our cap. A nice little weight to it. I think this might have a magnet in it. It feels like there's a little bit of magnetism. And I could be wrong. It could just be the weight of it pushing down upon the cap. But that's okay. The aesthetics of the bottle, it's quite simple. There's not a whole lot to it besides our little bristlecone pine right here, which is nifty. The bottle looks like it's full of diluted Mountain Dew or Gatorade or other things of that nature, I suppose, and that's okay. It's not what's on the aesthetic side, it's what's on the performance side. Now, the notes we can expect from this are plum and grapefruit for your top notes, and our middle notes is heliotrope and orchid, and for our base notes, we have benzoin, amber, vanilla, labdamen, tonka bean, and agarwood and/or oud. Now, I know I've had some back and forth with oud in the past, but I will say a plum agarwood / oud combination has been my favorite fragrance so far, and I'll touch base on that a little bit later, so I have a little bit of high hopes for this one. Now let's spray one for the sky and one for the skin and see how this develops. Okay. See if I can get a good spray for you there. Saw a little spray right there. The sprayer still seems to be in order, nothing is broken from its packaging. And now one for our skin. Okay. And as always, we let it sit for a moment so some of that alcohol smell can just fade away. And we will be right back. And we're back. I will say that the plum is a wee bit noticeable right away. I think there's grapefruit there. It's kind of hard to tell. There's some kind of weird fruit thing going on with it. But the most predominant smell getting out of this is like spicy incense wood. It just smells like a basket of wood and fruit with a sprinkle of incense, or that it's been soaking around incense for quite some time. A little exotic, but not terribly overbearing. It seems to be a wee bit mild. I don't think my office has been overwhelmed by this scent, nor has my skin. Like from this distance right now, I don't smell anything too strong, but up close it starts to play a little bit more into the notes that it lists. Not even the notes, just some smells. I don't really know much about the heliotropes, and I don't get a whole lot of orchid here. I think heliotrope is either a vanilla or floral note. I cannot recall. In the usual amber, vanilla, tonka bean base to kind of keep the longevity going of it. Yeah, it's there, but I will say that it does play upon its plum enough for me to say this is slightly reminiscent of vintage radio, just a little bit. Not to the same fresh fruit spice level that is, but this is weirdly enjoyable. I was a bit hesitant on this at the same time as cautiously optimistic with those notes, and I will say it's not too shabby. As for when I would wear this, probably colder scents. I feel like it doesn't have that same, I don't want to really say sweat scent to it, but for some of the warmer scents, they seem to have like this sweat scent that tries to blend into the heat around you to dissipate that all at once. But this, with its spicy incense wood with just a touch of plum, I'd say definitely colder weather, your fall winter times. Like the grapefruit and the plum note or something in here is making it smell quite similar to like lime or lemon lime. This has the strangest ozonic smell to it on the undercarriage, and I don't know where it's coming from. It almost smells like I don't want to say salty sea air, but it kind of does. I'm not quite sure what's making that scent project, but it's interesting. I'd wear it to the office. I don't think you're going to have too much of an issue getting away with this. Once again, it doesn't seem overbearing. It's enjoyable, and it's a decent price point. The packaging isn't too shabby. Could have been a little better if the cap didn't pop off during transit at some point. I have no idea. I don't know a ton about the quality between the batches of this fragrance, but for mine, it seems to be quite on the more calm side. So that's kind of nice, get away with wearing this look a few more places, from the office to the store and everywhere in between. I'd say give it a go. If you like an amalgamation of grapefruit, plum, and some incense wood on the undercarriage with just a slightest kiss of vanilla, I'd say go for this. It's not overwhelming. I don't feel like the oud here detracts much from anything. I almost feel like it kind of carries it just a wee bit. I like this one. I'd rate this 4 out of 5 little clouds. For price, performance, and projection, it's $30. It's not a terrible price. The performance actually seems to be more on the mild and or placid side, which is okay. It doesn't seem to be screaming too much, and it seems to be mellowing out a wee bit. And same with the projection, it seems kind of close to oneself. It's not creating a giant scent storm in my office, which I always appreciate. Feel free to subscribe and like. I never mind it, and I always do appreciate it. Anyhow, anywho, and anyway, I think that'll do it for us today. I always appreciate you stopping on by, and I hope to see you again real soon. Bye-bye now.